A rail fence cipher is another type of transposition cipher that works just by changing the order that the letters are written in. So suppose you get a message that looks like this. That almost looks like something you can read in English because, again, the letter frequency isn't changed at all. But that's clearly nonsense right there. But if you notice here, DSRY, doesn't that kind of look like the word destroy? Well, maybe it is. And the way this works is, suppose you knew this was encrypted with a key of 2. So what you'd do is you'd write this in 2 lines with a zigzag pattern or an up and down pattern. Here I've written this, and that's about the halfway point in the message. It's a little tougher to decode because you don't quite know where to start, but if you know it's 2 lines, that means about halfway, and this message has 17 characters, so 9 would go on the first line and 8 on the second line. Now what I mean by an up and down pattern is then you write the second line like this. So then just by reading it in this up-down zigzag pattern, you can see that this message reads, destroy the obelisk. Similarly, if you want to encode a message, you just write it in the zigzag pattern first and then read it off. So suppose you want to encode this secret message, trees are watching us, but you want to encode this with a key of 3. So what you do is first, it might help just to draw the pattern. And I drew a grid just because it's easier to encode this if you start with a grid, although I'm not sure I made the grid big enough. Let's find out. I did not make the grid big enough. But you get the idea. You just write the message in this up and down pattern like this, and then when you go to encode it, you do the first letter. And what it would look like is there'd be another one over here, I-N-G, anyway, off the page. But you would encode it reading the first line, the second line, and the third line sequentially so that you could decode it.